Hey guys, it's Tina here. Welcome back to another episode of Tina Tries It. In today's episode, I'll be trying out weird shaped makeup brushes. If you haven't already, make sure you click subscribe below to stay updated with future videos. So I have two unusual makeup brushes that I got from Indonesia. They're from a range called Masami Black from K Collection. The first one is called the hanging brush. This one is used for powder and foundation. I guess the name comes from the way it is stored. It comes in this like round plastic holder, and all you do is just pull it out and you have the round brush. This brush feels really dense. I can see that there's a lot of those fibers and a lot of those bristles in there. It kind of reminds me of the oval brushes, you know how they're really dense? This is quite similar to that, but obviously much bigger. On the website, you can purchase this brush for about $15 US, which I think is pretty affordable if it works. I feel like it would blend the foundation out really well. I'm not sure about powder though. I guess powder you can just really like press it onto your skin. So that's one of the brushes I'll be trying out today. The other brush is this angled painter brush. This one is definitely in a very odd shape. Again, there is lots of bristles on this and it's quite dense, but not as dense as the hanging brush. This brush can be used for foundation, contour, blush, and highlighting. So it's got more uses than the other brush. It's also cheaper. You can purchase it on the website for about $13 US. And it also comes with a sanitary cap, which you can pop on when you're not using the brush. What's really interesting about this brush is if you look at it from the top, it's cut out in these wave formations. I'm not too sure how that's going to help with applying the makeup, but I'm interested to see if it does make a difference or not. Apparently the ultra fine tip helps enhance the blending, giving you a streak-free finish. So I'm interested to see how this performs. I'll be testing out these brushes with this foundation, the L'Oreal Infallible in Radiant Beige. Now the instructions don't really specify whether or not I should pump the foundation directly onto the brush or on my skin first, but I feel like it's quite dense, so maybe it won't absorb a lot of the foundation. So I'm just gonna pump it onto my brush. So I'm gonna do half my face with this brush and then the other half with the other wavy brush. So I'm just going to apply it on. Oh my God, this covers like my whole face already. Whoa. I feel like I applied way too much. I'm just gonna wipe some off because that is way too much product. At least I could finish my makeup in no time because this brush is huge. It's so big. Oh no, I ruined my lip. No. Okay, I'll fix my lip up later. But let's just go in. It feels actually really nice on my skin. Now with the smaller areas, like around my nose and under my eye, I think I just have to like tilt the brush to use the edge of it on these smaller areas. And then just have to be really careful around my brows because I already filled them in. But yeah, this totally works. Okay, so that's half my face done. It literally took no time at all because of how big this brush is. I actually quite like it. I feel like I could definitely just do my whole face in like 20 seconds. And it gives me a really, really nice finish. Can you guys see the difference? The side that I have foundation on and the side that I don't. This side obviously looks more flawless. It looks airbrushed and there's definitely no streaks. The only thing is this could be a little bit too big. I just feel like I'm used to using something a little bit smaller, especially around my eyes and stuff. But if you just angle the brush, it definitely gets into those areas. And yeah, you can definitely work it into like the smaller areas. You just gotta be careful around like your eyebrows if you like to fill them in before foundation. So yeah, I quite like this one. Let's try the next one. This time I'm not gonna make the same mistake of applying the foundation directly onto the brush. I'm just gonna like dab it around my face first. Otherwise, I'm just gonna apply too much and look really cakey. Okay, next one is the angled painter brush. I'm not too sure how I'm supposed to go in with this one. Let me just see if there's instructions. Yeah, no instructions. Okay, let's just use it as a normal brush. Maybe maybe back and forth or like circular motions. It's a little odd at first, but you know what? It blends out the foundation really nicely as well. This one is definitely not as dense as the hanging brush. This one, the bristles move a little bit more. The other one I felt like it was really stiff, but still soft, but just a little bit more stiff. And because this brush is obviously thinner, it does get into the smaller areas a little bit better. So here is the finished side with the angled brush. Can you guys see if there's any difference? I pretty much think that both sides look the same. It gives you the same finish. There's no streaks. It gives you like an airbrushed look. I would just say the hanging brush is much quicker to use, and I feel like for some reason you would get like a better coverage with this because it's a lot denser. Whereas this one, I feel like you kind of need to buff in the foundation a little bit more and work it in a little bit more. And because it's smaller, it does take a tad more time to finish off your face. Also, I feel like, I don't know, I don't really notice the waves doing anything. I don't know if it's supposed to do anything, or maybe that's just the design of the brush and it's just like how it's supposed to look. Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing like too crazy unique about it. I guess it just looks weird. Now with this brush, it says you can also use it to contour, apply your blush with, and highlight. So this one is obviously a lot more versatile than the hanging brush. This one can only be used for powder and foundation. So I'm going to try to contour with this one now. I'll be using my Stila Shape and Shade Custom Duo palette. I'm just going to go into the shade here for contouring. Now I am a little bit concerned because I feel like this could be a little bit too wide. I don't know, but let's just give it a go. I think I'm just gonna like use my finger to squeeze it in here. Oh, oh no, oh no, get that off. Okay, so I'm just gonna contour underneath my cheekbone. Problem is, like the length of this is just where I want it to be. I don't want it to go in anymore, so okay, let's just try it. What happened there? I feel like I just applied a lot of product, like a lot. I'm sure I can blend it out because it's a cream. I feel like when I use it this way, it hugs my cheekbone a bit better and it makes sense. However, it's just really big. I think I blended it out. That is better, much better. I probably wouldn't recommend using this to contour with. It's just not as great, but let me just go again. This time I'm just going to apply the contour shade on like just the tip of it, just the top of that, so then I can control the product a little bit more. Yeah, that works better. Don't go applying it the whole way, just apply it on the tip and I feel like that works. Yeah, that works so much better. I definitely wouldn't contour my nose with this. This is just way too big, plus it's all like wavy and funky, so I definitely could not like contour my nose. I'll just leave that. I'm just gonna quickly clean off this brush and then I'm gonna use it to apply my blush and highlight. I'm just gonna go into my MAC Coppertone Blush, and again, I think I'm just gonna use like the tip of this, so like half of it, and just grab some of that blush. I'm just gonna sweep it on. Oh yeah, it totally works. This brush totally does the job, and I'm actually surprised that it applies the blush on quite well because it just blends it out really nicely. It makes it really soft and you can just build up the intensity of your blush with this. Obviously, I'm not using the whole brush, I'm just using this section here. Okay, next is highlight. Again, I'm just gonna quickly clean this brush off. The good thing about this is that it doesn't really like suck in a lot of the product, I guess because it's quite dense. So it's actually really easy to just clean it. I'm just using like a makeup wipe, see? And it's clean. It's actually really easy and quick to clean. For my highlight, I'll be using my current favorite, which is the MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish. This is in Show Gold. I used it in one of my other Tina Tries It episodes, and this has been a staple. I really like this highlight. So I'm just gonna go in with the wavy angled brush, just the tip of it again. I can't really tell how much product I'm grabbing right now. I feel like this could be a little bit thick. Just gonna pop it on. I feel like it kind of goes everywhere because it's actually quite wide, whereas I kind of like my highlight to be just like a bit thinner. I don't think this is great for highlight because it's just too it's too thick and it kind of blends it everywhere, whereas I like my highlight just in this spot here. And I think either like using my fingers or a fan brush or even like a small eyeshadow brush, it works really well. Plus you get that intensity. What do you think of this color? Isn't it? It's just so nice. It's got like a pink gold reflex to it and it totally matches my hair. So I love applying it like just on top of where my cheek color is. It kind of adds that like extra shine. I almost forgot to powder my T-zone. So I'm just gonna go back with this hanging brush because it says I can use it for powder. I'm going to apply my translucent powder from Laura Mercier. This is actually like a perfect fit. It just like goes on top perfectly. Whew. So I'm just gonna work this in, like just pat it in around my nose because that's where I get oily, and my forehead and my chin. This brush is like really good just to pat things in. I actually really like it. I really like the fact that it just fits perfectly into my Laura Mercier powder. Like it's just like meant to be perfect. So here is a close-up of what my skin looks like using the two brushes. I actually really like the application. I feel like it's really flawless and it gives me that like really nice airbrush look. And I really like both for foundation. Both of the brushes apply the foundation really nicely. So, what do you think? I'm pretty surprised that these brushes actually work really well on my skin and they're great for applying makeup. For some reason, I'm drawn to this one a lot more than this one. I feel like this one's a lot more fun to use and I really like the application, and because it's so dense and there's so many bristles and fibers in this, it doesn't absorb a lot of product at all. The product just kind of sits on top, which makes it really like easy to work into the skin. This one, however, is a lot more versatile. You can obviously use it for a lot more areas because of the size, but I still really like this one for some reason. I would rate this one a 9 out of 10. I feel like I would actually continue using this for foundation because one, it's like really quick to use, plus it doesn't absorb a lot of product, and I just really like how fun it is to use, and I don't have anything else like this in my collection. And for this brush, I'm going to rate it a 7 out of 10. It gets a lower rating than this one because it claims to do a lot more, but I don't think it's great at applying contour or highlight. So I would only use this for foundation, but out of the two, I really like this one for foundation more. Which one would you prefer and what would you rate these ones out of 10? So that's it to this episode of Tina Tries It. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Also, if you have any products that you want me to try or recommend for this series, please let me know below. As always, make sure you subscribe to my channel to stay updated with future videos, and I'll speak to you guys next time. Bye!